is not God speaking to you sufficient to confirm your commission from the Lord? That, at the end of the day, is the question. Is not God speaking to you sufficient for your commission? All of you know that one of the ministries that we have at this church started right here several years ago, drive-through prayer. It's now a global ministry. By the grace of God, He is doing amazing things. Do you know how that ministry started? It started with 4 words from God. Several years ago, I was in the fellowship hall. I was watching cars drive by. 80% of people in this city don't go to any church at all. And I said, as a car drove by, I said, Lord, I wish I knew what was going on in their life. And another car drove by, Lord, I wish I knew what was going on in their life. And God said this, and I knew it was Him. He said, then go stand outside. 4 words. And I didn't say, Lord, give me a burning bush. Listen, and you can write this down because it will always be true. When God speaks, it's concise, it's clear. He expects you know what He's saying, and He expects you to respond accordingly. Always. He speaks very clearly, very concisely. He expects you know what He's saying, and He expects you to respond or obey, to trust and obey. That's how that ministry got started. It was 4 words. It wasn't a lecture from God. It wasn't a dissertation. It wasn't a diatribe. And God, if you look at when God speaks to people in the Bible, it's very clear. It's very concise. And He expects you know what He's talking about, and He expects you to trust and obey. Every single time. It's not this convoluted, complicated thing. Look how He begins the conversation. The Lord is with you, O mighty man of valor. That's pretty clear. When I was called in the ministry, before I was in ministry, I had no desire to be in ministry, but I was at a conference in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia. And as the speaker was speaking at this conference, I was taking notes. And as sure as I heard God in the fellowship hall, I heard God in the sanctuary of that church. And He said this, I'm calling you. And I knew it right there. I had no desire before that, no interest before that, but He said, I'm calling you. And when I went home, I said to my wife, God has called me in the ministry, and then we became missionaries. I didn't say, Lord, give me a burning bush. Lord, give me a fleece. Listen, if you're a child of God, you are indwelt by the living God.